In town, Rike visits the tomb on her own. Henning and Udo stay with the car and talk business. It's exactly what you'd hope for. Something and nothing. Steps down to a chamber and an open tomb, a ceiling so low you have to bow, a row of censers, stone and dust, the absent body of a saint. She isn't sure how to behave in such a place, even on her own. When she returns to the street, Henning and Udo are leaning against the car, smoking and sulking. "Tell him," he says, "who was buried here." "I know." Rike opens the car door, sits inside, winds down the window and tells Udo that this is Lazarus's tomb, although the lid is shattered and the tomb is empty. Udo holds up his hands. It's the same gesture Henning uses. He rolls his eyes. "I know." Henning stands upright, and the car adjusts. "We bring him here. We don't bring him here." Henning returns to Rike. "Tell him why he's here. Tell him about Lazarus." "He isn't here. It's empty." "But tell him and tell him why he came here." "He had to escape. He fled and came to Cyprus. This is where he died." "We bring him here." Udo indulges Henning's idea, although it's clear that he doesn't agree. "Why?" "Because he's in our care. Because we can keep him safe." Udo straightens his suit jacket. He hates stories, he says, especially stories like this. "We bring him here," Henning turns to Udo, "to Cyprus, and we see who comes after him." "This isn't thought through. It's undigested. It looks like a solution, but it isn't." "We bring him here. We do no such thing." This is Udo's final word. On their way home, Henning stops to show Rike the view. Behind him, a single peak rises from a flat plain. On top of this peak sits a monastery. She's seen the image in postcards, the blocked walls bridging boulders and outcrops. Without a bare blue summer sky, it isn't as impressive as expected. Henning sucks on an ice pop, one hand on his hip again, but this time he isn't annoyed. He asks Rike not to tell her sister about the man on the train, not one word. Isa doesn't need to know, and she isn't to mention it, okay? Agreed? He tucks his tie into his pocket and leans forward so the lolly won't drip onto his shirt. His lips are stained red, and he laughs. He stands in front of a sign that says, "No photographs, military installation," and asks Rike to take a photo. "Send it to Isa," he says. "Tell her we'll be back in an hour. They will stop by work first." Rike holds the phone to Henning's ear as he drives because his fingers are sticky, and the headset hasn't worked since he dropped it. Udo is stuck in the departure lounge, and there's a rumor that this will be the last civilian flight into Damascus. He's thinking they should go back to their original plan. He wants Henning to join him, not immediately, but in a couple of days. There will be military flights from the British base at Akrotiri. Henning disagrees with almost everything he's hearing. He shakes his head. "How? Why? It makes no sense. Train doors do not open. They just don't. Not while it's moving, even in Italy." Pause. "No. Why should he?" Pause. "I don't know. I don't see how that's possible." Henning will soon become a father. His imminent fatherhood has made him particular, exact. He's a little insufferable. He begins to drive faster, indicates that Rike needs to keep the phone to his ear. "These aren't the questions I'd be asking. I'd question how he got from inside a SEAL train to outside." Then, finally, more emphatically, "It isn't Sattler. It can't be. It has to be someone else. Sattler doesn't exist." "And Grenoble?" he asks. "Before you go, what's the news from Grenoble?" Henning listens.